Hey everyone, it's Azor Gaming here, back here with another video for World of Kings. Do not forget to like and subscribe for more videos in the future. Okay, today I'm going to go ahead and teach you how to build up your talents for your Frost Whisperer. Talk a little bit about the Frost Whisperer so it could help you build your character up to be a strong, efficient character. I know you guys been waiting for a Frost Whisperer video, so here it goes. So when you log into game on your Frost Whisperer, whether you're resetting your talents or you're making a Frost Whisperer, all you have to do is go to your skills and follow these steps. First, you're going to go ahead and start off at your Combat Master. You're going to get 10 points in Bravery. You're going to get Call of the Week. You're going to get Enchanting, Force Release, Sword Blade, and Ruthlessness. And this is why. Bravery. You get 3% attack plus 70 flat damage for attack. You wouldn't need energy for mana, rage, or mana, rage, or energy. Okay, so you wouldn't need that. Get the attack is gonna benefit you in the long run for attack damage and getting that max damage hit that you need with that crit damage. And I'll explain why when we get there. But Bravery, overall 10 out of 10. That's what you need to get. Now, Call of the Week. You deal 10% increased damage to targets affected by any crowd control effect. Slow, rooted, stunned, feared, or disorientated. Now, when you have a root and you have a slow, your Ice Storm it slows, and then you have a root. I will show you right here. All you gotta do is go to your skills. You have Ring of Frost right here. This is a root. And then you have your Ice Storms over here. This is a slow. Now, if you want to know a quick combo before I go back to the skills, always start off with your Frozen Spear. Your Frozen Spear is going to allow you to get an Ice Spike instantaneously as soon as you do it. But as soon as you do it, first thing you want to do after you do Frozen Spear, you want to instantaneously root. Because you're going to get that, after you get that Frozen Spear, you're going to get an Ice Spike. But before you shoot that Ice Spike, you want to root your enemy because you get that 5% damage from Call of the Week. Think about it. Increased damage. Ice Spike does crazy insane damage. This is going to benefit you. After your root, and then your Ice Spike, you're going to want to go ahead and do your Ice Storm. The enemy might be coming to you, might be running away, and that's your combo. And if they're running away, you want to go ahead and do your Frostbow. And that's a simple combo right there in that order. You're going to have to do Frozen Sphere, Root, which is the Ring of Frost. Then you want to do your Ice Storm. But remember, after your Frozen Spear, there's going to be a skill that pops up, and it's going to be an Ice Spike. But before you do your Ice Spike, you want to do your Root. So it's going to be Frozen Spear, Root, Ice Spike, Ice Storm, then Frostbow. That simple, that easy, that order. That's the order I do it in all the time. It works great. It's a fantastic combo. Let's get back into it. So now, you're going to put 10 points in Enchanting. Now, when you have a skill over here, which is called Glacier Fury. Now, it takes away Enchanting and it makes all your skills instant, such as Frostbow is a Enchanting skill. It takes 2.11 seconds, but it's actually shorter than that because I have increased my Enchanting, I think. So I don't know if this is the actual Enchanting, but it takes 2 seconds right here. It says Glacier Fury makes everything instant. Also, your Ice Storm is Enchanting. Glacier Fury makes everything instant. So these are all DPS. These are all damage per second moves or damage moves, however you want to say it. These are all damage moves plus your Ice Spike that you get from doing your Spear, right? So there's no buffs, there's no healings. This is all damage stuff right here. And Glacier Fury is a great move, to use when you want that fast, instant damage instead of your chanting. So when you get that, use as soon as possible. Make sure you have some ice spikes ready and all your skills are on cooldown. Okay, let's go back into it and go into our talents. So we're going to have chanting over agile, which is attack speed. Don't need attack speed. You want to get that chanting as low as possible. Get that plus 10, and then go into your next one. Now this is the one that you need to have. Force release while in combat. Whenever your rage energy mana remains above 90% or below 25% for at least 1 second, your damage done is increased by 9% for 6 seconds. This effect has a 6-second cooldown. Now think about it. It's a lot to read. Most players might be like, oh my gosh, I don't know what that means. It means that you hit 9. It means that you hit not well. It's 60% for you. Like in my previous video, I said that I've been working on my artifacts and then reforging. When you get 60 plus, you get to reforge your artifacts. Of course, I have a blue blessing of slowness to decrease my intellect, and then precision over here for my talents. I do have strategist on, and then over here strategist on as well for duration crowd control. But over here for my second artifact, blessing of Eudora, it's blue as well. I have holy grace on, which I don't need because I don't have it, but I needed it. I need to get holy grace to get to force release, and my force release is +1, which increases my damage to 9%. That's fantastic, and that's why I'm hitting so hard in a 3 versus 3, and I hit way over 300,000 in arenas or battlefields that aren't balanced. So let's go back into that skill. Go into talents, combat masteries, and explain force release to you. Now, without that +1, you start off with 6%. So think about it. Every time you're in battle and your rage energy or mana remains above 90%, you hit 6% damage. For me, it's 9% because I raised my Reforge. So I'm hitting even harder than what you would do when you make a new character or new Force Whisperer without my +1 force release. So that +1 got me 3% more damage, so I'm 9% now. So when it's at 1, it's at 6% damage. So when you're above 90%, you're doing 6% damage, right? I'm gonna say 9 for me. I'm gonna stop saying 6, but that's for new character. I'm gonna say 9. So when I'm above 90% mana, rage, or energy, I hit 9% more damage above 90% of my rage, energy, or mana. When I'm below, for 1 second. So when I'm below, that's what it says, for at least 1 second. When you're above 90% for at least 1 second, you hit 9% more. When you below 25%, you also hit 9% more if you're below 25% more than 1 second. 9% more damage. Now, mind you, when you're in battle, you're gonna have 90% rage, energy, or mana above 90%. All you gotta do is do one auto attack. 1 second later, you're hitting 9% more damage. Force release is like the Jedi, Obi-Wan, Jedi, Yoda, Jedi, Anakin. Like it's the bomb. Okay, you have to get force release. It's great on your Force Whisperer. It's gonna do maximum damage. Just do your spear, hit an ice spike, be over as soon as possible, like I do. Start that combo off straight with your spear, and then do an ice spike. You're gonna be over 90%. Then do great, insane damage, especially when you get especially when you're even below 25% and your combo's finished and it's about to come right back. Your cooldown's about to reset, so it's great. So I wouldn't recommend Sharp Edge. You're gonna get those crits. You don't need a lot of crit rate. You see me doing crits all the time on my PvP videos. You do not need a lot of crit rate. It's gonna come. Be patient and get that crit damage for a maximum higher crit. Okay? So, with that being said, last but not least, your Ruthlessness. Deal 5% increased damage to targets below 20%. 20%. Make sure you save your spear for targets below 20%. Get that ice spike on them, and you're gonna do insane damage. Now, let me elaborate just a little bit. If a target is over 30% and you hit them with a spear, I mean with an ice spike, and they're on 30%, and that ice spike manages to get them below 20% in that hit, it's gonna do much more damage. It's gonna crit. So you might see that 30% go to like 5% or 10%, because as soon as that 30% goes a little bit below 20%, it's gonna do a lot of damage. So you want this skill, Ruthlessness. It's insane. Now let's just go over how good this setup is. For anyone thinks that is not good, there's no better setup and then this setup for the Frost Whisperer class. You can do other setups for in Combat Master for different class, but this is the best setup for your Frost Whisperer class, and here's why. You get 5% increased damage. 5% increased damage to targets below 20%, right? I get 9% damage over here for force release. So that's 14% so far. And then 10% increased damage for Call of the Week. That's 24%. That is insane damage. If you change it up to anything else like casting, you get increased 1% damage for 8 seconds. Stacks up for 3 sides for casting. It wouldn't really benefit you. Most of the time, you're not going to want to be casting. You don't want to be waiting for Glacier Fury. That takes forever and a whole bunch of auto attacks. It is not going to benefit you to do that on your Frost Whisperer. Now, Vicious, your attacks have a 20% chance to increase your attack speed. You're not going to need attack speed because your casting class do not go attack speed. Same thing for Agile. You wouldn't need careful aim. You have your crit chance increased by 5% every 5 seconds. You're not gonna want to have a lot of crit chance. You're gonna want to have that crit damage right here. So you don't want to stack careful aim and sharp edge. Not on your Frost Whisperer. It doesn't make a lot of sense. You do not need preparation. You do not need it over force release. That would be crazy if you have preparation over force release. You do not need your flash reduced it by 2 seconds. So Iron Soul, you do not need over Ruthlessness. Of course, now you want that increased damage. You do not want to have military stuff on, such as your PvP Iron Will. And you do not want your attacks to have an 8% increased critical strike chance on a target with no less than 80%. 80% health. No, you do not want that. You want that crit damage and stacking with your percent. Get that maximum blow, because those ice spikes can come 3 times in a row and you're gonna love it. Okay, so over here you're not gonna want to do anything in Iron Guard. Now I know you're probably saying, Azor, I need some armor, I probably need some HP. I'm gonna tell you to go to Strategist. Okay, Strategist and Combat Master is going to benefit you in PvP because of this. This is why. Hit rate. You want to have a good hit rate on all your skills as a damage class. You're going to need that hit rate. You wouldn't need no mobility. You're going to be fine. You have teleport, and I use my flip, of course. I will show you here. I always have this flip on to engage and disengage. Now over here, I'm gonna go ahead and finish that Strategist up for you real quick and go back into the Strategist. Unyielding Will. Duration of incoming crowd control effects reduced it by 20%. Now I have this on because of my Reforge got me +2 because I have a blue Reforged Unyielding Will. Now, before that, I had Fury Resolve. Any silent effect on you will make you immune to interrupt and silence. This is better if you could get this instead of Unyielding Will. This is better, but I have to go with Unyielding Will because my Reforge got me it. So I really would prefer this, but my Reforge my Reforge didn't get me Fury Resolve. So good luck getting Fury Resolve. Being immune to interrupts or silent effects for 12 seconds is really cool. I would rather have this, but unfortunately I wasn't lucky enough to get it. As far as readiness, remove any crowd control effect and become immune to crowd control effect. This is a passive ability, has a 5-minute cooldown. I really wouldn't recommend this. It's a 5-minute cooldown. Battles are going to go a long time. You're going to go a long time without this skill. Don't recommend it at all. I would either go with Unyielding Will or Fury Resolve. And last but not least, Precision. I have +1 in Precision. It's a great thing to have. Precision is going to get through resistance. It's going to get through parry. It's going to get through a lot of things. You're going to need this for paladins. You're going to need this for berserkers. Any melee class that's going to have any type of invasion, parry, dodge, resistance. You're going to need Precision. Trust me. Now, skill cost reduction. Focus is good. It will work with force release, staying above that 90%. But do you really need it? Not so much. Precision is really good. You're going to love it. Now, Field Doctor. You gain 20% haste. 20% of your haste as resilience rating. Get this. Excuse me. It's really good for your character. Field Doctor on any strategist build. Get Field Doctor because you're going to see your DPS rating go up. Your ratings go up as soon as you put this on because your haste is going to automatically raise your resilience. That's a great skill. And also, if you're any tank class, I recommend if you Reforge to get Field Doctor as high as possible on a blue because this is a crazy, underrated stat that people, talent that people do not get. Automatically get this 20% of your haste rating as you gain 20% of your haste rating as resilience rating. It's insane. I love this. I had to get it. I would get this over anything else. But as far as your successful dodges increase your movement speed, don't need it. Your active movement abilities increases your critical strike chance. Don't need it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to know if your skills are movements or not. This is a type. It says right here underneath the skill, it says tactical ability. Underneath the skill, it says reaction ability. Underneath the skill, it says awakening ability. Underneath the skill, it says special reaction ability and things of that nature. Now, last but not least, your mastery. Now you're probably saying, what about Mastery Azure? And I'm going to explain why. Don't get this mastery on your Frost Whisperer. Right here it says the shield granted by teleport absorbs 8.8% more damage. I understand that. If you might want to go a tanky build. You might want to play around and try to do tanky build, but I'm not playing around with tanky builds right now. I don't need to be tanky as a Frost Whisperer. I think Frost Whisperers are meant to do a lot of damage. So I'm not gonna need this. I'm not gonna go ahead and play with this. I'm definitely I definitely like this skill. Remorseless. Frostbow has an 8% chance to grant Remorseless. Right? So Remorseless Winter, making your next ice storm instant and increasing its damage by 13%. I like this skill. So let's just go over now. This is name of the skill is mastery. Name it as mastery is Remorseless, right? Making your next ice storm instant and increasing its damage by 33%. It sounds good. Increase your damage, but this sounds even better. I leveled this up to level 4, right? Ice Spike deals 24% increased damage. Ice Spike is your strongest skill. It increases it by 24% right now. Now, Whisper of Frost has a 6% chance to increase. No, a 6% increased chance to appear. Now, this is Whisper of Frost. Now, hold up. Go to skills. This is Whisper of Frost right here. The Frost Whisperer whispers to you, revealing the weakness of your foes. Your frozen spear grants 1 stack of Whisper of Frost, while Frostbolt and Frozen Spear has 18% to grant 18% chance to grant Whisper of Frost. Each time they deal damage, Whisper of Frost stacks up to 3 times. This is Whisper of Frost, right? But if you go to your mastery, Ice Spike deals 24% increased damage. That's all that matters. 24% increased damage. Whisper of Frost has a 6% chance to increase 6% increased chance to appear, right? So I wanted this because Ice Spike is your strongest skill, and this would be Ice Spike over here. This is your strongest skill. After you do Frozen Spear, do your Ice Spike. It's automatically gonna appear, and it's those big missiles that shoot out those big shards that just hit explosive damage. Ice Spike is the ones that hit 240k that I show you on my videos to 270k. You're gonna love this skill. This available while Whisper of Frost is active. Launches an Ice Spike at the target, dealing 1,279.68% attack plus 2,690 flat damage and frost damage. Roots slow targets for 3 seconds. Now, Whisper of Frost has a Whisper of Frost has a greater chance to appear, and has a greater chance for Ice Spike. And Frozen Spear automatically gives you an Ice Spike. So just do Frozen Spear, and this is just a better skill. It's a more explosive one-hitter type class build for you. So if you focus your talents right, you get and you focus your masteries right, you're gonna be a strong Frost Whisperer, and you're gonna be overall a better DPS class. If you want to do a tankier build, such as Protective Field, you're gonna have to change up your talents and go Iron Guard and stuff like that. But if you want to hit hard, follow these steps. Make sure you complete your combat mastery first before you go into strategist. So you want to get all your points into You want to get all your points into combat mastery until you get to Ruthlessness, and then you want to transition over into your strategist and start off with cunning. So I hope you enjoyed this video. That's pretty much it for now. How long have I been talking? 23 minutes. I explained a lot, but share this with your friends, share this with your guilds, and share this with others. They're gonna enjoy this video, and it's gonna help them a lot with their Frost Whisperer. I hope you learned something. Peace.